So I do have to come clean here and admit a little bit of foolishness here. I made myself look like a bit of a fool recently, in December of 2024 when, with my friend Jonathan, we recorded our traditional best of episode of our podcast, the Minsk and Friends Speakeasy. We did the best of 2024 episode there. Now there, the topic of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came up, and of course, also my interest in recording this game, because I had already recorded for our channel here. I had recorded Final Fantasy VII Remake earlier. And there is, of course, in general, the fact that I just love Final Fantasy VII, the original on the PlayStation 1. It was a really important part of my childhood, a formative experience to play through that game. That's why I wanted to play the remake when it finally came on the PC, and why I wanted to play FF7 Rebirth as well here on the channel. And I do believe that I said, I've said rather glibly just, I said that, when it eventually comes on Steam, when it eventually gets ported onto PC, I will fast-track myself to play that game. And I said that, thinking that, given past experience with Square's speed in porting their console games to PC, that it would still take 2-3 years for FF7 Rebirth to appear on PC. Now, we recorded that episode like a little bit before, what's the game's... The Game Awards. I completely blanked. Is it just the Game Awards? What's the big Game Awards that comes? The one that Keighley does. It's just the Game Awards. Yeah. Anyway, the event I'm talking about that I just suddenly blanked on. We recorded our episode a little bit before that, and while I was editing the episode, I think I got it done before the Game Awards came out, but I set it up to release online a few days after. And that made me look like a complete idiot, because on the Game Awards they announced that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was being ported to PC already in January of 2025, so in a month. And then our episode comes out a few days later, and I, as an idiot, I'm just whenever it might someday come on PC, I'll play it. And little did I realize that would mean a month from then, it would become available. So I made myself look like a fool by just days after the Game Awards, sounding completely oblivious to the fact that Square Enix had their shit together and were porting it in good time. But after that bevy of self-deprecation, we could at least, recognize the good, which is that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is on the PC and we're recording it right now! Yeah, baby! It's true! We're actually gonna get to play the next part in this epic series. And I'm really thrilled. I'm happy to look like an idiot if the flip side is that we get to play this already now, right here, right now. So good stuff, everybody. I love it. Oh, man. So I've already been talking for a while, and, whenever I start a new game, I usually have a bit of an opening preamble when I, give my context of my expectations and my history with the series and, whatever. I'm always how is that good video game recording playthrough YouTube decorum to do that, but I feel like it's necessary to give my, where I'm coming from perspective. And usually, I have maybe 5 or 10 minutes to go before actually starting the game. Today, I feel like I have 30 minutes of stuff to talk about before we even get to the goddamn game. But thankfully, one of the things we can take care of right now is I saw this nice thing called The Story So Far, so I was gonna have a long ramble and explain what happened in FF7 Remake in order to help out any poor soul who is jumping into this right now. I'm sorry, I shouldn't call you a poor soul, but this is a very, this is a straight sequel, right after the events of FF7 Remake, and it's quite a convoluted story, so, you're, You are really challenging yourself, I think. And I think it's overblown, like jumping into stories mid like narrative. I think it's overblown, the difficulty. I think any competent story you can like get in on with the beats, even if you're coming in as an outsider. I feel like we just saw that with Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, where that was like mid saga of Grand Blue, and I was able to like latch on and have a good time despite coming in mid-story. But yeah, someone might still be coming in now for the first time for whatever reason, and I think we should watch the story so far.
There is so much to tell. Where should I even start?
What? Who is? Oh!
That we saw, what we heard, what we felt.
This is a great choice
Planet of ours.
for a narration. I think this is Red, right?
Our part in it. Best to start at the beginning, perhaps.
This is how the remakes begin, so are we just gonna watch the entirety of FF7 Remake? Oh boy.
The city of Mako, ruled by the Shinra Electric Power Company.
But now with Red 13's director's commentary.
Its very essence, the life stream, and processed it for industry as Mako. Our world was dying, and so few could hear her cries for mercy. Those who could rose up in her defense. The anti-Shinra rebels, Avalanche.
That was a really cool part. Oh, never mind. This was still the opening. Well, this was a cool part too.
Hired by the Resistance to destroy Reactor 1.
And that was a pretty cool boss. This Scorpion here.
In Sector 8, amidst the aftermath of the attack, Cloud met a flower seller named Aerith. She offered him a yellow blossom. One said to symbolize reunion.
Huh. I feel like that flower wasn't the most important thing
Thus was destiny
in the
set in
narrative,
motion.
but okay, I did not realize that. Okay, cool.
With Reactor 1 gone, Avalanche set their sights on Mako Reactor 5. Unfortunately, they were playing right into Shinra's hands.
Yeah, that didn't go super
He
well.
was able to draw the wool over the people's eyes. And in the end, destroyed Sector 7, killing thousands and laying the blame at Avalanche's feet. Though dear friends were lost, Avalanche had no time to grieve. Aerith had struck a deal with Shinra, who took her into custody. With her capture, Shinra's obsession was within reach. The fabled Promised Land. For Aerith was the last of the Cetra, the ancient stewards of the planet. And only she could guide them to paradise. To save her, the team infiltrated the Shinra building, the company's beating heart. It was here that I, another prisoner, joined their story and assisted them in freeing Aerith.
That's right, you've been listening to a lion narrate the story this whole time. I really love FF7.
We came face to face with a man thought dead. The vaunted war hero, Sephiroth. Before he could be stopped, Cloud's foe fled with the corpse of Genova, the cataclysm from the stars and the catalyst of our plight.
Yeah, he's a bad guy now, just, he was a war hero, but he's not good now.
Pursuing troopers defeated, we raced toward Midgar's edge. Yet Sephiroth once again intervened. Suddenly, deafening screams rent the air. Whispers, the arbiters of fate, descended upon the city.
I'm glad this was brought up here in this recap, because this was the insane part of the remake, was this whole whisper business.
Before their imposing wall, Aerith warned us. This was destiny's crossroads. Every moment, every action, every step taken had all been as the Whispers willed it. To fight them was to break free. other side of fate, Sephiroth waited, the whispers undulating within him. Cloud brought his blade down upon his rival, sundering destiny.
Ah! Sorry. Misclicked there.
Fight won, and the shackles of destiny broken. They stood before the unknown, a world of boundless freedom. It was there, beyond where fate could follow, that a new journey began.
See how new it is, because I think everything I've heard, this still rather follows the events of the PlayStation Final Fantasy VII rather closely. Well, that was a pretty decent recap, all things. It got the most important parts, obviously. Our cast of characters, our villains, the world, and everything. I think as a recap for anyone joining, as well as especially for anyone watching for the first time, to really explain the point about the whispers, because that's the wackiest part of Remake for sure. So FF7 Remake ostensibly is a remake of Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1. Yes, this all sounds very tautological, I know. But it became very clearly apparent that this isn't like a sequel, but like some kind of alternate timeline where things started to go a little bit different, the events. But the Whispers were like this cosmic force kind of representing the meta desire to keep a narrative in its confines. If you've watched, what the heck was it? Not Into the Spider-Verse, it's Across the Spider-Verse, the second Spider-Man Spider-Verse animated movie. The whole spiel about canon events and enforcing those. It's pretty much that, okay? Yeah, so you can understand that. So the Whispers were a force of, like, narrative cohesion, and they were destroyed during that final battle, which means if the implications are correct, that means that this remake is now unshackled from the requirements of having to have events go exactly as they went in the 97 video game, right? If you're following me. That you can see that in certain like little bits at the end of FF7 Remake. Most importantly, they're like the mascot dog of the... It was like Shinra's like weird little mascot dog, right? Or was it Avalanche's? No, there's like a little mascot dog, but the dog breed changes after the Whispers are killed. You know, and afterwards, you know, also the character of Biggs, one of the like side characters, is revealed to actually be alive, who very definitely died in FF7, you know, on the PlayStation 1. Also, I completely missed this, and I'm curious to see if it's followed up. When I played Remake, I completely missed this, but other very popular character, Jessie, had her headband on Biggs's nightstand when Biggs woke up in the hospital bed, implying that perhaps Jessie is also alive, which of course I and a lot of fans would probably really appreciate that, since she was kind of a breakout character in Remake. Like, she was pretty cool already on the PlayStation, but like I'm not blind to the fact that she was very much liked as a character in Remake. So boy, that would be some interesting stuff if she shows up, yeah? One thing I just want to say also about the Whispers that I find hilarious is that the Whispers, when I looked online, they weren't very well received by a lot of fans, because they were like this weird, like, added thing that convoluted the story, for sure. I didn't hate them, but, like, you know, because I didn't understand what they were for half of the game, but, like... but I can see like how they, you know, just add a level of convolution, and they're not there in the original story, so they're kind of, that also rankles a lot of fans. But the hilarious thing is that the Whispers in narrative were trying to prevent things that weren't in the original story. So they were the force of like thing that they opposed something that they themselves were, and then like very like old school fans disliked them, even though they were kind of on the same mission, the Whispers and very traditionalist fans who did not want to see any changes. It's very funny, like how that goes, huh? Yeah. So another thing we'll take care of right now here is bonuses. I happened to notice this as I was, I loaded up the game before we started recording just to check that everything started okay. We get some bonus items for having played the previous part. For playing FF7 Remake, we get Leviathan as a summon, and for playing Intermission, we get Ramuh as a summon. Now, this should be... Yeah. I'm not usually one for DLC bonuses, extra stuff, but, like, a save file bonus, that's something I can make an exception for. So, there we go. Got them. Now, what I did miss out on, apparently, because I did look up some stuff, of course, about FF7 Remake. Like, what did I miss and what did I not understand, I missed out on Bahamut. Like, you could have gotten Bahamut as a summon already in FF7 Remake. If you had done all of Chadley's side quests, you could have gotten Bahamut as a final boss fight, optional summon fight, and you could have gotten Bahamut as a summon, so... Arg! That sucked. Bahamut is awesome. So, yeah. I don't know if maybe, like, they'll give that as a freebie, because it wasn't in the bonuses. So, I don't know. We'll see what the game is giving me at the start here, when we boot up the, actual story. But yeah, I have a couple more thoughts here that I do still need to get off my chest before we start the game. But I gotta, hold on, let me think. Oh, I should also mention Intermission wasn't explained here, which was the Yuffie chapter. So there's also a ninja from the distant country of Wutai that Midgar was at war with. Her name is Yuffie. She arrives to Midgar to help out Avalanche in, like, the resistance effort against the Shinra Company. And she has a wacky adventure in Midgar as well. It doesn't go super well. Her partner gets killed. She bumps into some bad guys who I found out afterwards were from Dirge of Cerberus. And that explains a lot, because those were my least favorite thing out of FF7 Remake, maybe, sorta, kinda, was the Mega Edgelord bad guy who was the final boss in Yuffie's chapter. And it's like, oh, okay, that was a Dirge of Cerberus guy from that wacky... PlayStation 2 spin-off game, which was not very well received. I never played that, so I had no idea, but if that's an example of what Dirge of Cerberus was like, then I clearly didn't miss out on very much. Yeah. But yes, there's also a ninja girl out there who now is looking for Cloud's team. I believe she got a lead on, hey, those guys are resisting Shinra, so she should show up at some point as well. Just other thoughts. Oh yeah, also Chadley, I read somewhere, this I'm not a hundo, but apparently if you go through all his stories, you find out he's a robot? Actually, I'm not super shocked by that, because his speech patterns were super robotic. He totally had that artificial human energy, so if Chadley's a robot, then yeah, alright. I have also been, this one has been spoiled to me, a little bird in my circle of friends has told me that Chadley apparently will be back in this part, and cool. That's fine with me. I like Chadley. He was funny. But before, as we jump into this, two thoughts that I need to talk. First, I need to, first of all, just what I'm expecting out of this game. I'm very curious to see, because this has been very well received by the people who liked what had happened with FF7 so far, the remake. And the thing I was worried about, I've expressed this concern, is on the original PlayStation game, at the point in the narrative where we're at now, the world really opens up. It becomes... a world map opens up. I wouldn't say it's open world, because you can't just go wandering wherever the hell you want, but the world really does become much wider and more explorable. And FF7 Remake was very, very narrow, but so was the city of Midgar, which you had been up to by that point in the original game. So I was a little concerned, like, they clearly got the like very kind of constrained, linear, straightforward design, but could the developers pull off a more open world structure, which now this part of the saga would call for? Apparently they have, because I have heard that, like, yes, they actually went a little too big on that even. Apparently it can be really exhausting if you want to explore everything there is to explore in this world, which, again, after how, like, constrained FF7 Remake was, again, not a knock against the remake, I loved it, and I loved its constrained nature, I find it crazy that, like, now we're going to have such a big dramatic shift, but I'm eager to see how it is. I wonder if I'm going to have to do the same policy I have in a lot of open world games, for example, Ghost of Tsushima, that is going to be, that is currently ongoing on my channel, where I simply cannot commit to doing 100%. I was committed to do a lot of side quests in FF7 Remake, but here in Rebirth, I'm going to have to get a feel for how exhausting it is to explore and do everything. Like, it might be that I have to take my open world stance, which is I focus on the main quest and then just do whatever side stuff I happen to stumble upon on my travails. We're gonna have to see, because again, FF7 is so near and dear to me, I kinda would like to experience as much as is available, but yes, we'll have to see, like, in practice what that means, because it's not like every side quest in Remake was a winner. There were some cool ones, but then there were some, like, okay, we could have done without this type of stuff. The final thing I want to address before we jump in is the tone of my narration, my, commentary, and I wonder if I can, I wonder how dense and unapproachable my commentary was for Remake, and I wonder if it's going to be that way for Rebirth, for anybody who is experiencing this for the first time. So I've read some takes from people who had not played the PlayStation FF7 and played Remake for the first time, and they raised some really, acceptable critiques about the plot structure and how much it expects you to have played FF7. It's not reasonable if you realize that this is a pseudo-sequel, but still, it can be a little annoying. And the big point of contention was, of course, Sephiroth being introduced so much earlier in the narrative, and them never really explaining who Sephiroth is. So I saw quite a few justified critiques about how, like, they didn't really get what the big deal with Sephiroth was, because the narrative was constantly hyping him up as this massive threat, but never explained who he really was or what was going on. If you don't know who Sephiroth is from having played the PlayStation game, then by the time you fight him as the final boss of Remake, I don't think you're really that much clearer on why he is the way he is and what he's doing. Now, in the PlayStation game, that's there for a very good reason. Sephiroth is not part of the narrative until at the very end of the Midgard chapter, where he becomes a surprise, his surprise edition, and you are supposed to be like, wait, what? Who? What? Because you've only heard his name in passing by that point. So his forceful introduction to the narrative is like a shock, and you're like, you're not supposed to know exactly who he is. In fact, where we start the game now is when you finally get the context on who he is and what his deal is and why he's a threat. Whereas, by that point, but again, it's like after you've like been hit with the face with this like new wrinkle of this Sephiroth guy. In FF7 Remake, he's there from the very beginning when he starts like haunting Cloud's vision. So you basically have the whole game being teased about this guy. It's not like the original PlayStation game where it like immediate tease, questions raised, and then very quickly answered in the narrative. No. So I understand the frustration of somebody who like didn't, jumping in for the first time with the remake and like just being cock-teased by this Sephiroth guy, I understand that. And it's forced me to reevaluate my own recording back then. Like, was I also being an annoying cock-tease throughout my playthrough? Because I distinctly remember all the time being like, oh, you guys, this is a reference for a future thing, or this is gonna really come back later in the narrative in a really interesting way, but I can't elaborate yet because that would be spoilers. And in hindsight, that was probably really annoying if you were watching my playthrough and you don't know anything about FF7, the PlayStation game. So I wonder if, like, I was actually really obnoxious, and can I avoid that in this Rebirth? I don't know, because the feedback I've gotten has been from people who were, in fact, fans of the original FF7. My friend group in particular who did watch my playthrough, they were all fans of the PlayStation FF7, and they appreciated my takes. But again, they weren't this audience I'm imagining, which is the completely coming new to it. So, if someone watched my FF7 remake for the first time, that was your first touch with FF7, please do let me know in the comments, like, was my cock teasing annoying, and is it going to be annoying if I keep doing that here? Which I probably will slip into, because I can't help myself, you know? It's just like how I love FF7 and I want to, like, talk about how it, like, you know, comes together. Like, maybe there are no such people watching this in the first place, so I don't need to worry about this, and I am only recording this for, like, long-time FF7 fans, who are the only people who are going to watch this, in which case this is a moot point. But I felt that I at least needed to address this possibility here at the start, as we launch into this new thing. You know, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. That I can promise you. This is going to be very interesting playing this game, because, like, there's some really big moments here. As I understand which part of the original FF7 this sequence covers, I think I have an understanding of, like, which parts of the saga it goes through. There's some really interesting moments. There's also what might be considered the slowest, most uninteresting part of the original FF7 is going to be in this installment of the remake project. And it's not terrible, I don't think, but I understand the critique for that part, and I'll talk about that further when we get into it as well. But it'll be interesting to see, like, if they can balance out what are kind of the slower parts of original FF7 in this remake. Yeah. But now, like I said, I had so much to talk about here at the start, so I'm looking at the clock, and I am embarrassed that I had to talk this much before even jumping into the actual game. But I don't know. I cannot. It's hard for me to overstate, like, how much I like FF7, and how I could just ramble a lot about this, as I have done. So I really needed to get this out of my chest, all this stuff here. If you have jumped past my rambling, good. This is now when we hit new game and start the game. So feel free to kick in and relax and watch as we get on it. So, I did this already a second ago there. Alright, I guess I'll do it again. Yes, you got it. Thank you. Alright, select your camera controls. Inverted Y-axis. Yes, please. I'm one of those guys. Controller speaker settings. Oh, does that work on when you're on Steam? Hold on. I don't think it works. I don't hear anything from my controller, and I don't really want that. So let's put it here. This is one of the least interesting features of the PlayStation 5 to me anyway, is the speaker in the controller. Oh wait, no, I just realized I'm an idiot. I have a PlayStation 4 controller anyway, so I don't think this one didn't have a speaker. Does it? I don't remember. Whatever, we're not doing it. Select the difficulty. Normal. Dynamic adjusts automatically based on your skill level if you... normal sounds good, thank you. Active combat or classic combat. We tried classic combat for a little bit in FF7, which your characters kind of auto-control their, like, moving and fighting and, you know, basic fighting, but you get to input your skills and spells. It was kind of interesting, but I ended up playing the more action RPG active choice. Let's go with that. Oh! Oh, right, yes, we ended on this, basically, last time. Oh, cool. There's no... no speaker on my controller, but Rumble is doing some amazing work here on my controller. Oh, that's really fun.
I'm waiting, Cloud.
Neat. Now, one thing I'm curious...
On the Midgar Expressway.
Oh, never mind, sorry.
The scene is indescribable. Countless buildings have been leveled, and part of the road has collapsed.
Is that...
The smoke rising from the rubble is reminiscent of a funeral pyre.
It really sounds like Crispin Freeman. That could
Of course,
be.
this is only the most recent in a series of crises.
I don't know.
Multiple reactor bombings, followed by the fall of the Sector 7 plate, culminating in this unprecedented destruction, caused by a massive tornado which swept through Sectors 0, 1, and 2.
A massive tornado.
After a briefing with Shinra investigators, Mayor Domino released a statement declaring the tornado to be, quote, weather warfare, perpetrated by the infamous insurgent group known as Avalanche.
They have weather tech.
The administration also suspects the involvement of Wutai, and has begun investigations into the matter.
Alright, well, glad to get the news scoop. By the way, I saw the one annoying... There he is, the annoying reporter from Remake with the beret. I just saw him over there. That was actually really funny that he's already there. God damn it, this keeps happening to me lately. Something... Yeah. Sorry, I'm just anticipating the big reveal. Like, what are we panning to? Oh. The main theme again. Or the opening theme, excuse me. The main theme's a different tune. Oh, yeah! The one thing I forgot to mention, that the big thing where the timeline was changed was this guy surviving. And speaking of, again, newcomers to the series being confused, like, this guy is not elaborated on at all who he is when you play FF7 Remake. Oh, cool. But yes, just to be clear, the dude with the black hair is not supposed to be here.
Of course, this is only the most recent in a series.
And to be honest, I don't know what it means that Cloud is here with him.
The fall of the Sector 7 plate.
Boy, that tornado really did a number on the city.
Hey, Kyrie!
Another reactor blew up.
Which must have been caused by the tornado.
Man, when it rains, it pours.
As you can see, over there.
Yeah, I thought I actually recognized this area. This looked like Sector 5, where they were standing.
Already in progress.
We still have one suspect. Ex-soldier, armed with a buster sword. Highly dangerous.
I repeat, the fugitive is an ex-soldier, armed with a buster sword.
Uh-oh.
Back over here.
Right, this was in one of the trailers for FF7 Rebirth. I talked about this in my playthrough because it came out during my playthrough.
Get the camera off him. Come on.
This was super confusing in the trailer, seeing...
Targets have been secured. We are exfilling via helo now. Move it. We're taking off.
What?
Hey, turn that off! The survivors are being taken away! I can't hear it already! Oh no, I have to wait, kill you!
The joys of live television. Yeah. Oh no. Kyrie was a little
Could you look after my friend?
flaky back in
Too much
Remake.
Marco, but he'll be fine.
Hey!
Alrighty. So yeah, I have to admit, I am so confused by how this works in practice. Zack being here, and also now that this actually is here, the gang captured by the... Huh! This was not the opening I thought to the game. Actually, I will talk about what I thought the opening of the game was gonna be. I was looking forward to a really awesome cold open, but which I saw people speculating might be how this would start, and it didn't, unfortunately. But, you know, we can't lament that what we didn't get. Instead, we gotta play this. Oh, you know... Alright, we'll have to... I have to speculate... I won't speculate too much right now what's going on here, but, like... There were a couple of guesses I saw online for what it meant. Hold on. Oh, I can't attack yet. Okay, we're just running around. I was gonna break those boxes. There were a couple of guesses online for what that signified, that Shinra was collecting the... like... possibly dead bodies of our heroes when they were clearly seen leaving, you know, escaping in the original, you know, remake, you know, ending. Let's just see where this goes for now. Oh, hey, there's the motorball robot. That was the robot we fought. Oh, that's a fun detail. Wow, ooh, we really blew this thing up, didn't we? I mean, Cloud and guys. Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on. I should probably go. Deal with this. Alright, combo charge and attack. Hey, wait a second. Hold on. I was looking at one point and it showed me the PlayStation controller prompts. Now it's showing me these basic... Okay, I'm gonna have to mess with configuration, like, between episodes. So I do apologize. For now, we're gonna have to just have the generic Steam prompt instead of PlayStation. Alright. Okay. So Zack plays a little bit different than Cloud because he doesn't have the, like, style change. Alright, but I'm remembering this. It's interesting. They didn't really give us much of a tutorial. They just threw us in, but... I'm sort of remembering how you played this. Oh my... That's just Aerith down there. Oh no. You gotta go down, sir. Oh boy. Yeah, that one guy has a kind of power armor, sorta, kinda. Oh! Yeah. Oh, after that, you guys think you're still up to fight me? They're flame troopers. Okay, they just got flamethrower gear. I thought they had some kind of weird power armor. Oh, that actually went pretty easy. Okay. Oh, can't help Red, then?
Where's the agent? Heads are gonna roll if we don't find her. Just shut the hell up and search.
Ah, they didn't expect me to leave the part of the map that you could walk around on in gameplay. Ah, clever. Ooh, hey. You should probably not leave that line there. Okay. Wow, okay. I can't believe they'd hit us with Aerith dying, you guys. That's surely not what's going on here. No, they wouldn't do that.
All right, then. Seeing as we've got the time, want to tell the rest of us about
Ooh!
Sephiroth?
Sure. If Tifa doesn't mind.
This is now the cold open I was hoping for. I think. Oh, awesome!
It
Yes!
all started 5 years ago. I was 16 at the time. There was hardly any work for soldiers back then, and what little there was boring as hell. My heart wasn't in it. Then, out of nowhere, the job of a lifetime came up. A mission with Sephiroth. I couldn't believe my luck.
Chapter 1, Fall of a Hero. Oh, this entire chapter's gonna be a flashback, everybody. That's so cool. So I was exactly hoping that we just cold open on this flashback, that this is the big exposition thing, you know?
Hey man, feeling any better? Oh good. Sure don't look it.
Yeah, that guy's really out of it.
Wish I could help, but never been motion sick. Sorry, man.
Oh, look, listen to, he looks the same as model,
Do
but
this?
listen to young 16-year-old Peppy Cloud. I love it. In the PlayStation game, he actually has a slightly different character portrait in the menu for young Cloud. Although basically he's pretty much the same, but...
Hey, rein it in.
That's why he was so good at
Sorry. Okay.
squats in the previous game. It all makes sense now. And there's freaking Sephiroth.
Say, I'd like to be briefed on the mission at some point. Because if it's another one of those Turks gigs, you can let me off right here.
Well, he does look a little bit more wide-eyed than he does in...
Finally make first, and what do? Call a ceasefire with Utah. Stealing my shot at glory.
I think he does have a little bit more wide-eyed
Joined soldier to be
model
a hero.
here, you know?
I joined up so I could be a hero, like you.
Well, our mission is to survey a rundown reactor. Another one of those Turks gigs.
Fine. Job's a job, I guess. Where is it?
Nibelheim.
Nibelheim? That's where I grew up.
Got some fiends in our 12.
Okay. Oh, dude. Oh, this sequence now is gonna be hype. Huh. Okay, it's a giant dragon in the original. Here they give us...
You take one, I'll take the other.
I don't remember this monster from the PlayStation 1. Oh, okay, I see you took the other, Sephiroth. Good job. Yeah, whoa. Yeah, could one of you guys maybe help out? Make yourself useful once in your life?
I got this.
Oh, really? This Gorgon. Neat. Chia! Telluric Fury! Oh, isn't this fun? Just getting to play as Sephiroth, actually. So in the PlayStation game, he's an unplayable NPC in your party, but he basically just destroys everything. He's so powerful. So, kind of like this. Yeah, that'll do it.
He was in a different league from the rest of us.
Oh, and then present day. Hey, in Calm.
Nibelheim. That's where they built the first reactor. Right?
Yeah.
Was it always the first?
Started in the fall. Something was wrong with the reactor, and the whole village was.
I remember it was a very old model reactor, but yeah.
Only made things worse. People were scared, desperate.
The villagers tried to take care of the monsters themselves, but it was no good. Ended up calling Shinra. So the company sent help. Best they had.
And yeah, back in the flashback. Awesome. Oh, we get to explore Nibelheim. That's gonna be amazing.
Home sweet home, right? Tell me, how does it feel? I have no home, so I wouldn't know.
You still got parents though, right?
A mother named Genova.
Hmm.
She died shortly after I was born. My father.
Whoa there! Genova? Like from the Shinra building?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm getting to that.
That okay, that's funny.
Why am I talking about this? Come on, let's go.
Hope I didn't keep you waiting. I'm Xander, the mayor here. I wanted to greet you myself, to welcome you to our humble little town. Please, if you'll follow me.
Oh, cool! You saw a little materia on Sephiroth's belt there.
Off duty till sundown.
Neat. No, he's definitely way more wide-eyed now that we saw him briefly in that Calm scene, and now here, like, no, they definitely did make him look a little bit fresher here. I appreciate that. Right, so you can open the main menu. From there, you can review your party stats, inspect your inventory, and change your equipment. You can also adjust various settings from the options section of the system menu. What the heck is that thing in the background? Oh, it's just some elaborate... Okay, no, I thought we were in some really crazy place. Movement options. Press, I believe that's circle. Or maybe that's X on the PlayStation controller. We'll figure it. To roll forward or jump over certain terrain. The action Cloud performs will change depending on the environment. No, that's circle. Yeah, that's circle. Yeah, no, I see it was the close button. Yep.
You know, I've been thinking about joining the military for some time now.
Oh, really?
If you need help, just say the word.
Oh, okay. Fresh-faced guy. How are these guys holding up?
So, any friends here you want to see? Maybe a girlfriend?
Backwater is an understatement. Don't blame you for getting the hell out of here.
Alrighty. Let's see. Let's look at the menu real quick. Yes, I see. That's just some wacky orrery in the background, which maybe we'll get some context later. Okay, let's see. Press the thingy while on the pause menu or main menu to open photo mode. While active, time will stop, allowing you to manipulate... Alright, cool. Photo mode, sure. That's nice. Here's Young Cloud with the Buster Sword. Can't change the equipment. And a Road Warrior bangle. That's an interesting name. What materia do we have? We have a healing materia, fire, and ice. Basic shebang. Combat settings. Yeah, I got a freaking... Hold on, let me see here in the system real quick. Because I could swear... Interesting. So yeah, so here you can see they have all the PlayStation symbols. Let's see, did that do anything? Hey, that fixed it for now. I think it's also because of my Steam settings were messing it up, because it complained something about that when I first booted the game up. But thankfully you could just do that, So that makes... This makes my brain hurt less. Yeah. Yeah, so Cloud is there. He's got Braver, Focus Thrust, and Triple Slash. It's a weird thing. He's got moves which I don't think you only unlocked later on in Remake, but when he's 16 years old, it's that 16-year-old moxie. He's got all them skills. Wow, we just got Mega Potions here? Okay. Yeah, not allowed to go here. So, I should provide some context for what makes this interesting. This is, once again, the first of many where I explained the relation of this to the original PlayStation game, which, again, I was speculating earlier might be annoying to somebody who's never played the PlayStation game, to, like, you know, or I don't know, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because I like to do it, and I like to imagine that the folks watching this appreciate it as well. So, this is an incredibly famous sequence in FF7 where you have this very long, playable flashback to Cloud's adventures 5 years earlier, which elaborates on, you know, you finally understand who Sephiroth is at that point. This is basically explaining what happened between Cloud and Sephiroth. So, you know, again, as I mentioned, in the original game, you know, Sephiroth is very brutally introduced when you find the dead President Shinra. You don't have any time to wonder what that means because you have to run off and escape. Then you get to the village of Calm, and you get this flashback which provides the necessary context for Cloud and Sephiroth's background. So this was a given that this would have to... It's so famous, this playable flashback. Because, not a lot... I think super story-heavy games like this were a little new, at least to like the console audience of that era. So the idea of a playable flashback, and a really huge one like this too, I think was something really new back then. What I was really hoping for, and what people were speculating, is this would have been a really good thing to have a cold open just into this flashback sequence to start the game with that. You know, because, again, like, you know, we ended, like, just before it would have appeared in the narrative, you know, in the original game, with a little bit of wandering on the world map and settling in, obviously, but, like, still. So it's just such a clever idea to just open up this Rebirth with this flashback ongoing. Now, they didn't quite do that, because they had that Zack sequence there that we played, which raised a million question marks in my brain, but they still sort of kind of, because once we got past that preamble, we just launched into it, as I hoped, and that's really cool. So, yeah, this is now it. This could go on for a couple episodes now. That's how elaborate this flashback sequence is, so we'll see how it goes. I am wondering, is there like a map? There really isn't like a map option as far as I can tell. Like, you know, pull the map up like really big. That's fine. I can find my way. I don't remember if the original... Whoa! Those chickens just kind of flashed it in there. That looked weird. I don't remember if Remake had like a big map you could open up. I can't quite recall. Yeah, but it is really fascinating to play as young Cloud, you know?
Are you super strong? Oh, hey there. You boys are gonna be well stocked for your trip up the mountain.
What's over here? Oh, that's just a lantern. That looked really weird from far away, so I thought it was something interactable. Oh, kind of like this chest, actually. This is the real thing to find, apparently. Okay, another Mega Potion in the pocket. Very good. Wow, this is a really lovely town. A lively town, excuse me. Everyone is chattering. Oh my god, look at how weird, jagged world. But that is what the Nebel Mountains look like, so yeah. And this town, this looks kind of like I remember it. Way back when. Ooh. There we go. I don't remember how much of this happened in the previous game. Oh, this guy is here as a visual clue that you can remind you that, hey, this is now a thing you can do. But yeah, I don't remember if this was so prominent, this kind of like jumping over obstacles stuff in Remake. Maybe it is part of the whole, you know, opening up for Rebirth vibes. Everything good here? Oh, is Sephiroth in that spooky-looking church?
Sephiroth's in there right now.
Okay.
I'd kill for a shot of him. But I should probably wait till later, huh?
I get you, man. The dude's a celebrity. He's a war hero.
But now's not the time. Don't make any trouble for Sephiroth.
Huh? What's over here? Oh, this is just a nice little terrace. Yeah, this is like, you know, if a celebrity came to like a little tiny mountain town, you know, if you imagine anyone who grew up in a small town, if you imagine like Tom Cruise came visiting one day, that's kind of the energy here.
Just need to simmer. Soldier, good to see you. How about a taste of home before you go?
Oh, what an amazing BLT.
Is that Cloud? Silly boy. You should have let us know you'd be paying us a visit.
The taste reminds you of home. Oh, I wonder what that means.
Eat up, Cloud. You still got room to grow, you know. You remember these pork sandwiches, don't you?
Another one?
They're exactly like the ones Mrs. Tyler used to make.
Oh, well, Cloud's a growing boy.
You've taken them as snacks on a play date before. Wait, did you go on any play dates?
Okay, I'm apparently stuffed. I don't want to eat any more of these. I don't know. Maybe we're good with a couple ones. I'll take that as my cue to stop stuffing these things. Let's see. I guess that's progress with that blue symbol there. Maybe I'm gonna have a look see before I go there. The general store. Hello. Ooh, I've talked about this before, but, you know, the amount of little detail in games nowadays. Look, why is there so many, like, ashtrays on sale this place? That's a weird detail. I mean, I love that detail. All these like, little bric-a-bracs here. Real effort went into this. I love it, but... Okay, but... the preponderance of ashtrays there was a little, huh? Ooh, what's this? Hold on. Chocobo Racing. Steps to Greatness. Summer Festival. Cowboys return to Nibelheim. Sweet. And also, quite a few materia available. Wow. Another fancy crystals.
Ah, Shinra's here, I see. Thank you for coming.
You're Shinra? Shinra?
Oh!
Oh, there's kids over there. Okay.
I didn't recognize you, Cloud.
Whoa.
Oh, you've grown.
I was like, where's that child voice coming from?
I must say, you look dashing in that uniform.
You're so cool. You're so cool.
These freaking kids. Okay. The apple tea. Okay. I thought there were like little apple juice boxes here on sale. Sure. Alright. Oh, hold on. There's also a point there and a point there. So there's a lot of stuff to interact with, eh? Hold on. I'm just going to have a... Ooh. Alright, let's start knocking these off then. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Surely we'll be able to still explore for a bit. Right? Let's see. Press the... Oh! There was a map of the area. Oh, I'm so dumb. I pressed every button except the one, which isn't on an old PlayStation controller, so I didn't think to press it. Alright.
Goodness! Is that you, Cloud?
It's me! Who said that? Somebody said that.